Spire.
Welcome back to the Kidney Stone Diet Podcast, a show about reducing your kidney stone risk and living your best life. I'm your host and fellow student, Jeff Saris.
And I'm Jill Harris, your kidney stone prevention nurse. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, so we're here with another podcast, another listener question this week. What you up to over there? Looks like you're jotting something down.
Yeah, I am just making sure I have my ducks in a row here on things I want to say going forward. Not in this because I don't know what you're asking me, but next video we do, I'm going to pose a question anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because there's always great questions from the community, but also there's things that like what is the kidney stone diet? We realize, we're like 50 episodes in. We hadn't done that complete episode yet. So yeah, we're going to be peppering back in some of the just core fundamental things that maybe we've missed so far. But yeah, we're going to have a question today. So this is from Pam from the Facebook group.
Pam from the Facebook group. Yes.
And we're back. Just a little technical difficulty right there.
But, what are you going to do?
Yeah, now we're on to the question from Pam.
All right, Pam. Pam ain't there.
No, she's not. It's not working again. I don't know why the Bluetooth isn't connecting from the...
Well, I'm glad I was looking at my questions.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us, like I said.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I wonder if I need to reboot.
I'm gonna talk about something.
Okay, yeah. So we'll get to Pam's question next week. So we're going to get this little technical glitch figured out, but on to a different topic for this week.
Well, first of all, does everyone know I'm moving? Look at this. You see all this?
Yeah, we haven't mentioned in the podcast, but yeah, you have a big move coming, all these boxes and everything.
I mean, everybody knows what moving's like. It's terrible. So I'm sitting here in the midst of all this chaos. But I want to talk about bread, people, because it's what you want to talk about. So I always want to address what you want me to address. And it has to be one of my most frequently asked questions. Bread. I can't have no bread no more, Jill? I don't know where you ever got that notion from. I don't know if we're supposed to live for the rest of our lives without a piece of bread. That's why I'm not a keto fan or a paleo fan. When we take away all carbs. Again, I'm not a fan of taking away one food group so we can eat as much as we want of another. But that being said, I'm a low carb person because of my medical stuff. So if you need to do low carb, that's perfectly okay. But I am also here to tell you, bread, people, you can have it. Jill, wheat is very high on the Harvard list. Well, it's on the higher side, but they measured a cup of it. You're not having a cup of wheat in that slice of bread. Again, people, it's the portion. So you may say, hey, I eat wheat bread. It's the first ingredient in a slice of bread. It says wheat, but it's not a cup of wheat. So you don't have to worry about it. I mean, come on. How much oxalate can be in a piece of bread? I don't know, 5 milligrams. The point is, people, have your bread. Do you know what I care about mostly? I care about the sugar and the added salt in bread. That's what I care about. So when you're choosing bread, unless you're eating a loaf of bread a day, have a darn sandwich. It's not a problem whatsoever. What you need to worry about is the salt and sugar in your breads and the lack of fiber. So sometimes I eat bread, rarely, but sometimes I do if I just have a craving and I got to have it and I don't care what it's going to do to my stomach. I'll have a piece of bread, but my bread, typically I eat the no sodium Ezekiel bread because it's high fiber, 0 sodium. No sugar. I don't know if there's any sugar, maybe a gram. I don't even think a gram. Anyway, it's the best bread for me. But if you want a wheat bread, there's 27 loaves of wheat bread on your shelves at the grocery store. If you live in America, we have plenty to choose from. So go through all those loaves, get the lowest sugar and salt and highest fiber. What's high fiber? Anything over, 3 grams, I'm happy with that for a slice. Okay. So that's what I want you to pay attention to. What about rye? What about pumpernickel? What about sourdough? What about French bread? What about whatever? Doesn't matter. Just figure it has a few milligrams of oxalate. No one's worried about it. Sometimes people are like, boy, you kind of glib about all this, Jill. Why are you always saying not worrying about it? Because I know what I've been saying to patients, thousands and thousands of patients for decades. And when I look at their follow-up urine collection, they don't have an oxalate problem anymore because they gave up the very highest things like spinach, which is over 600 milligrams a cup. And they start getting their calcium every day because calcium, when we get enough of it, will lower your oxalate. That's how oxalate leaves your body. It binds with calcium in your gut and it leaves through the stool. If you don't have any calcium in the gut at the time you had the oxalate product, oxalate cannot leave like it wants to, and it gets reabsorbed back into your body. So it's very important that you get, that's more important than how much oxalate is in a piece of bread, is getting your daily calcium needs met. So bread, have it. It's not the healthiest thing in the world, especially if you're a diabetic or somebody who's has glucose intolerance, right? So you want the highest
gluten
fiber.
Intolerance.
Huh?
Yeah, gluten intolerance, right?
Gluten well, and glucose intolerance too, both. All of those things. Gluten, and if you're glucose intolerant, and so if you have problems regulating glucose too, and diabetes, all of those things. But yes, absolutely. Gluten, and that's a great point, Jeff. Make sure when you're choosing your gluten-free breads, there's 2 things I want you to ask. Do you need that? Do you have celiac disease? Do you really need that? If so, when you have your gluten-free bread, watch the sugar and salt in those breads, because usually it's a lot higher. Because when we take the gluten out of bread, it tastes like paper. So they're going to flavor it more because the gluten, that's that chewy factor. Now that you've taken that away, it's not as fun to eat. So they're going to add more sugar and salt in that bread. So pay attention to that too. Just because something's gluten-free does not mean it's healthier than regular bread. Of course it is if you have celiac disease, but does that make sense?
Oh yeah. And I mean, the big thing too with gluten-free bread is almonds. Almond flour is such a key component for many gluten-free products.
Yeah. And potato starch is another one. Rice flour, another one. And all these things are higher in oxalate. Yes. But yes, so that's all true. But again, so a slice is not sending anyone to a lithotripsy. It's just not. It's what we do time over time in the portion size. Eat healthier bread in general. Stick with, a slice or 2 a day. I don't eat anywhere near that. I eat maybe 2 slices of bread a month. I don't eat a lot of bread. But for those who like a sandwich, look, at the end of the day, when you're on paleo and you're on keto, the most common things I hear is, boy, lunch is a pain in the tush. I could have so many salads. It's very convenient to have a sandwich for lunch, right? I think people really forget about that. They can't have bread, but they're like, damn, it's very inconvenient not to have a sandwich because that's super easy to do. So I just say, get lettuce and make that your bun, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, bread you can have.
Simple wrap.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can have bread, people. Just have it. Don't worry about it. Watch out for sugar and salt. Get one that has a little added fiber, but nobody's making a kidney stone with the sandwich each day. They're just not.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's that portion, not perfection. I mean, we're trying to find the best path for us right now.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah. So we'll be back with a question again next week when everything is working again. But that phone number is 773-789-8763. And we will feature your question on a future episode. And if you want to dive deeper into the kidney stone diet, as always, head over to kidneystonediet.com, where you can find the kidney stone prevention course. You can find kidney stone diet meal plans. You can find the free weekly newsletter, the free blog, the free recipes, many. Yeah, there's so many things on there that we want to help you in as many ways as we can. I mean, really, that's the name of the game. We're trying to reach as many people with this knowledge to help. Just like we say, to reduce your risk for kidney stones, and live your best life.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a good place to wrap for this week. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we'd love a little thumbs up. And leave a comment below. Let us know how you're doing and like sort of where you are on your journey as well. We love hearing from you.
Yes, and I want to hear what your favorite kind of bread is. And did you give bread up once you found out you had to be on a lower oxalate diet? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, that'll do it for this week. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. And Pam will get to you, we promise.